So now be for this particular person I made it say any video about someone about kasa achim di nti ehun hia say Ghana for eto aba no edema one about Kennedy Agyapong Kennedy Agyapong no. In fact, this is not an ordinary person bi akeke. Yehwe positions ahodo a wadi ewa abrabo matim say ampa. This man really deserves to be and I say obi bi na no aka eye nsem say area fa eye one about Kennedy Agyapong ho. Na nsem nso wo ka no. Ni nyina so edimu ampa. Edin kan no or say during the time man we yesu school ni oku school ni na or say sa time na o di air politics e chick enya asem ketua ebi onso no sa time na no we yesu school ni na so student and no di politics e or say that time he was part of the TESCON enya no nko a as at that time one abo Barredu no san so a special assistant enya no nko a ebi onso no san so a government spokesperson on finance and so honoma ebian or san so a deputy minister during the first term. We didn't come back for no sounds a deputy minister. CCA no or ye as a chairman, arches or her budget a hodwa air caution. As soon nature say nipa we or you be a keke now with him about bonting, with him to a deep politics nature pay. About bonting about the cancer who be Edia far HSA, one about Kennedy Agyapong in Japan. Watch him say ampa or say a poor beer where dear could drew pa ebeye jumana. I will beat my in year then. The only person Kennedy Agyapong because also more Canada politicians on akwa yes a brofoka see to share any young combrani is an ombeke can brofoka say the good chess and for ya finally ya to abanamo mabus or mom play any rubiana so monya de papa bia and famboa and matches and your mahudo intimi and koso kama na e be also no the only person obetimi use your resources ya one or Ghana has seen appropriately and also bit me using ya and one about Kennedy Agyapong in Japan. Ebusua we echine bia ne ho ye nyina obia agitum se agise obia waye na adwen se kia ne ke ompa de papa na so ompese ne papa ebe koso o man kronkron Ghana mu ase no ana ade we obaje ho echine enye sa obia no obaje ho echine na ebeko ne akwakwiti nsem ahodo a eyo pen kesi ede atudwana aba na meso sansa na citizen ndadan ubu any day kwan so wunya subscribe from my YouTube channel ya or once above subscribe button so that we are not the bell notification icon so to feel free to wadwen or comment section whatever many the atem di here so be man sem no atiama na bibia so etimi ai kama yinti nsem nyina famra.
I chose Kennedy Agyapong precisely for some of the reasons that I have stated. I have been in politics since my students' days. I was in TESCON. I was Honorable Flagbearership Special Assistant. I was government spokesperson on finance. I was a deputy minister in the first Nado administration. I have sat in parliament as the finance committee chair. I now chair the budget committee. What saddens me is the lack of political courage to confront the problems we have as a country frontally. We have reduced politics almost to come get what you can get for yourself as an individual, and when you leave the scene, that's it. The country will take care of itself. And the biggest motivation in politics today, it's not so much to fix the system for the collective good. Our biggest motivation as politicians, all of us included, it's almost how you can line your own pocket and appropriate the resources of the state for your own purposes. Now, the reforms that are needed to fix the system, a system that I think must be disinfected, would require a certain character. And when I look at the political landscape, I do not see any politician who has the courage and gives me hope that we can confront this unhelpful status quo in any meaningful way, except Kennedy Agyapong.
Look, what has he done to give you this?
It is not what he has done. It is his character. We are sick and tired of the suit-wearing, impeccable English-speaking politicians who come here, deliver beautiful speeches at the United Nations, and they come home and deliver very sloppy leadership that continues to plunge the future of our youth into some disadvantage. And I think it is time we wake up to see that the political leadership we have provided Ghanaians has been suboptimal as politicians, and therefore I want to see real reforms happen. I want to see people who can disrupt the status quo. The status quo of borrowing, awarding contracts, taking kickbacks, and then you leave a country getting poorer and poorer. You have a teeming youth. The youth we're churning out of our universities. What work are they going to do? We need the kind of leadership that has the courage, and I dare say that has the madness to confront the status quo and to give this country a chance of a better future. It is a reason I'm supporting Kennedy Agyapong. He has his faults, all of us do, but there is a character in him that I think Ghana needs now until we get that kind of ruthless leadership that is willing to disrupt the unhelpful status quo that has sent a country like Ghana to an IMF 19 times. If you add the structural adjustment program and HIPC 19 times, a proud country like Ghana, why?
Would have taken the one would have taken out of the 19, would have minused the assurances from Ken Ofori-Atta won't go to the IMF. Unfortunately, we have to add it to make it 19.
Well, yes. Yeah. Look, when we got into government as MPP in 2017, I remember the then President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was even uncomfortable with Ghana being in an IMF program and hoped that we could get out of the IMF program immediately. And the ministry, those of us at the ministry, needed to convince the bigger government that you can't do that because the market would hit us back badly. All right. So our desire as NPP never to get into the IMF was genuine. The reason we failed, and along the line we needed to eat humble pie and go for an IMF program, is that we failed to do the reforms that were required to really place Ghana in a position like Botswana that would say we would never need the IMF. We failed to do those reforms. So at some point, you needed to eat humble pie and to say, we said we won't do it, but we're going to do it. I know, I hear people say, yes, but COVID was hurtful. COVID was. But let's face it, like COVID itself, those whose immune system were strong survived it. Those that had weak immune systems were badly affected by COVID. Ghana already had underlying problems, and therefore COVID hit us that badly. So the point I'm making is this. I want to see the leadership that can provide something different from what we have been seeing. I want to see a leadership that has a greater sense of urgency. I want to see a no-nonsense leader that can confront the wrong things that have almost become acceptable in politics. And when I looked across the political landscape again, I don't see anybody that has sufficient character to do this, all right, than Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. And it is a reason we are supporting him. We will support him. I'm confident he would win. And my prayer is that when he wins, God gives him the strength, the vision to disrupt the unhelpful things we've been doing to our country and to set this country on a path to prosperity.
Erade mwa na chese nyoma hodwa ye papa anaso penkesi aka ede afa wana bo Kennedy Agyapong nyina so betimi abem ntino abusu haya na brebe ma kwan ama me this particular content and as a story so asi kopem se be san so hye bi meso so behwe so yankopon hya no kan makraw bye.